This is going to be an absolute massive reason to play Path of Exile this season. Normally, the trading system in the game is very, very frustrating to play, but they're now introducing a whole market. It's actually very similar to what Last Epoch did, but they're going to introduce it and kind of explain it right here.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile.
Hi, Mark.
As you may have seen in our GGG Live event last week, we announced that we will be adding a currency exchange market.
Which is absolutely huge to be introducing this. I mean, no, the reality is no one wants to go on the third-party websites to do minor things like exchanging currency, etc. I think every ARPG should have a way of implementing a trade system like this in the game. They're only adding this for this league, but they can add it into the core system if it goes well. So the way that they test things with the league systems is awesome.
It is important to know that this feature is only available in the Settlers of Kalgur leagues, and will not be available on standard leagues. Today, we'll go over some of the basics of how to use this new system. The currency exchange can be opened at Faustus, in Kingsmarch, a new area in this expansion. Despite using Faustus, this system is for player-to-player trading, so will not be available in solo self-found.
Which makes sense. I mean, you're doing a literal trade system. Why would you be able to trade in solo self-found? This is going to be a reason to play trade. So if you're a solo self-found player, maybe this is the one league you want to try trade, because I think this is actually going to be a lot of fun.
It's worth inviting Faustus to your hideout, so you can use this feature between in-game maps at your leisure without having to visit Kingsmarch every time. Here is the user interface for the currency exchange market. Here and here are where you can select which currency you want to trade for and which currency you want to trade away. By selecting these buttons, it will open a window that displays all possible items that can be traded through this system.
Which is so nice. Normally with this, you have to go onto the Path of Exile's trade portion of the website, go to like the boat currency exchange, and it's super annoying. People are like price fixing or putting up like fake offers that you spam them and you have to get them to request it, etc. Now you have all of the options built right in here into the game. This is absolutely huge.
When selecting the currency you have, it will consider your inventory and a number of your stash tabs, so you don't need to move it out of your stash to your inventory first. At the top here, you will often see a section called Popular. Most people trade using common currencies, like Chaos Orbs or Divine Orbs. When inputting the currency you're hoping to get, the Popular category will include a subset of the items that have been used to trade for that currency recently. Specifically, the 12 items with the highest trade volume. It is highly recommended, if you want to fulfill your exchange quickly, that you select one of these popular currencies. Now that we have selected both the currency we want and have, we need to specify a ratio. This ratio shows the best possible outcome currently available for the exchange you are trying to do.
It shows you what the ratio is here, so you know.
If you hover over this ratio, it will show a number of the best ratios available.
And the stock. It's like a market order book.
To get your exchange completed in a timely manner, it is recommended the ratio you set is equal to one of these or similar. You'll notice as you increase the amount of currency you want, there is a gold cost, represented here.
Now, this is like Last Epoch. So in Last Epoch, if you're using their trading market, you have to go out and basically grind the faction currency that's required for it. And they did that to counter bots. So basically, you can't just have someone just sitting in the hideout and just trading all day long. You actually have to have gold, which you acquire through playing the game. So this counters both just trading bots, as well as make sure that you can't just sit in the hideout and manipulate orders, etc. You actually still have to actively be acquiring the gold, which is a lost fee.
In order to trade using this method, you need to pay a gold cost, which you can find throughout Rayclast in the Settlers of Kalgur League. This value has been balanced around mid-game campaign, so at early game it can be quite difficult, if not entirely unreasonable to use this system. By end game, it should be relatively trivial, and just serve as a nominal cost. As gold cannot be traded, you must be playing the game in order to engage with this system.
There you go. Have to be playing the game in order to engage with it. You can't just sit there and like buy and sell and try to leverage the market.
Now, we can place our exchange, which will add it down here. The moment your exchange is placed, it can start to be filled. so take care to be certain when placing exchanges. There is a limit to the number of exchanges you can have at any given time. This limit is shared across all leagues.
I think having a limit's fine, so you can't just spam a million of these.
We'll be experimenting with this limit. You are able to watch your exchange be filled in real time. An exchange can be partially filled, and at any time you can close your exchange, after which you can take your currency. Closing your exchange will not refund your gold. Once an exchange has been completed, you will receive a notification.
This is nice too, so you actually straight up know when you made your sell. And it's not too intrusive.
Offline or happen to miss the notification, you should make sure to keep Faustus placed in your hideout within sight.
And that's such a cool icon, so now you know too.
He will have this icon above him when he has something for you to collect. Exchanges that are ready to be collected can be seen highlighted here.
Yep.
To retrieve your currency, just simply select it and place it in your inventory. On keyboard and mouse, you can control-click to move an entire stack, and you can control right-click to move as many as would fill your inventory.
Thank God for this also.
When using PlayStation or Xbox controllers, or similar, you can press square or X respectively to do the same. Press and holding those same buttons will move as many as would fill your inventory. It is worth noting, you can now also use these same binds to bulk move currency from your inventory to your stash.
This is a nice addition. I mean, this is going to be so much better,
When
dude.
doing player-to-player trades the traditional way, it also now uses this keybind for the same action, so it can be consistent across all interfaces. At any time, you can hover the information hover...
What I like about this is, like, as I'm going throughout my gameplay, so I can be trading up my currencies. So if I'm trying to... You know, I have cheaper currencies and I want to get the more expensive ones. I can use that to trade for items, etc. I'm actually going to end up using this because a lot of times what happens is I have a bunch of other currencies, but I don't want to go through the process of having to individually list all of them. Now I can just sort of consolidate all my currencies up to chaoses or divines or what have you.
Provided on the panel to find out more, or if you just need to refresh your memory. We are very excited to see how the currency exchange market goes in this league and figure out if it has a place in future Path of Exile expansions, and what place that might be.
And they can also do the same thing with gold too. So now that gold's in the game, they were talking about this during the interview with Ziggy D. They're saying that this is really a test, and if for some reason they don't like this or this isn't a good implementation or it's exploitable or something, then they just want to add it into the game. But if it works correctly, then it's easy as just turning on gold in the game elsewhere and then using it in order to have to use the trades, and then they can just add the currency exchange system directly into the game, which I would assume this is going to be a well-taken piece of the game. Like, people will really enjoy this. There is one thing, though, which is only a currency exchange market, so you can't... If I'm selling an item, I can't use the currency exchange market for this. And you still have to have the Path of Exile trade portion of the website, so you can search for exactly the items you're looking for, etc. So trades are still obviously going to exist. But the currency side of this, being able to just crunch all your currencies up and then use that to do your bigger individual trades. I mean, I'm not saying they're doing all of these like utility trades of, okay, well, I need to convert to this currency so I can convert to this one. You can just do all of that. And also it means I can be farming more cash. So if I'm going to do like Blight or Harvest or any of the ones where I'm farming these stacks of things, like I'm going to be farming Blight oils, I'm going to be farming the Harvest juice. This is the way that I like to make my currency. It's the way I made it in the previous leagues. Now I can just put it in there, have it start selling, and have that be automated, so I don't have to go back to my hideout to sell. Because before, what would happen is I'd be in the map, someone would be like, hey, I wanted to buy your oils, so I'd have to work back to the hideout, trade with the guy, give him the oils, go back in, and you would just constantly go in and out. You're wasting your pour those if you're like playing softcore. I normally played the hardcore trade, but it would interrupt your gameplay. So now this is just all automated, and you can be like, oh shit, I made my money. Which, it being automated means more people are going to be using this. And the people that don't want to use the trade websites probably will be willing to use this. So I bet you're going to have more people in the market too. I'm actually like super, super, super stoked for this. I think it's going to be a huge deal for anyone who likes playing Trade League. One of my favorite parts of the game is you get like a big drop that's worth a lot of money. You sell it, then you use that to buy something else. Like, the economy is actually kind of good in Path of Exile. So pretty hyped about this, honestly. I think it's one of the best things they could have implemented. And just last league, I played hardcore trade. And that was one of the most fun experiences because of how active the trade market is. And obviously this is going to make the trade market even more active. So I don't know. I'm just like really excited by this league for sure.